Brows are looking so good. Oh my god. These are the best they've ever looked. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Elena. For today's video, I'm going to be doing this beautiful sunset smoky eye. I added a little black to add some definition and dimension to my eyes. I really am obsessed with this look. The skin looks flawless, the eyes look flawless, everything just tied together and looks so beautiful. So if you are interested on how I created this summer inspired sunset look, just keep on watching. So I already did my brows off camera. I did just use the Anastasia DipBrow pomade. This is in the shade dark brown. I just filled in my brows with that and just cleaned it up with some concealer. So for the eyes, I'm going to use the Urban Decay primer potion. This is the shade Eden. I really like to use this shade just because it makes the shadows pop a lot better. Also gets rid of any discoloration on the eye. To set the primer, I'm going to use some loose powder with a fluffy brush, just so we don't get any creases throughout the day. Brows are looking so good. Oh my god. These are the best they've ever looked. If you guys watched my videos before, you guys know I like to use tape on the edge of my eye just to get that nice straight edge. But I lost my tape, so we're just gonna have to do this without tape today. I'm gonna be using the Morphe 35B palette today. I'm going to go straight in. I'm gonna use my Morphe R37 brush. And since this is
I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see.
Since this is a sunset look, I'm going to be using the yellow shade first. So after that, I'm going to take my Morphe M441 brush and I'm just going to dip into the orange here and the red and put that on my lid and kind of blend it up to my crease. So I'm going to go back to the brush we were using first. I'm going to take that yellow shade and put that in my crease a little bit higher so we could still see the yellow. To add some dimension, I'm going to take the Morphe M433 brush and I'm just going to take the tiniest bit of black and kind of just put that on the outer V. And I'm going to take the red again and kind of just make it more saturated and pigmented. Now that the eyes are done, I'm just going to take a wipe and I'm just going to get rid of any fallout underneath and kind of just sharpen up that edge. We're gonna go straight into the skin. I'm gonna be using this primer by Dr. BRANT. This is the Pores No More primer. This is one of my favorite primers ever. It just really mattifies my skin and just blurs up my pores. It makes my skin look so smooth. So I'm only putting this where I have really big pores or where I get oily. So basically my T-zone and my nose area and a little bit on my forehead because I do get a little oily there. You can see it instantly just mattifies and makes my skin look so smooth. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using the NARS Sheer Glow in the shade Light 5. This does have a golden undertone, so if you are a little bit similar to me, I would go with this shade. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques Beauty Blender and kind of just blend it all over. And you also want to make sure you blend it down to your neck. For concealer today, I'm going to use the Master Conceal by Maybelline. I'm just going to put this underneath my eyes and my forehead and my chin. What I'll do is I'll take the pointy side of the Beauty Blender and I'll kind of just map it out where I want it and kind of just blend it in. Then halfway through blending, I'm going to take this e.l.f. concealer, and this is a really fair concealer, so it's really light. And I'll just put a couple dots in there and blend them together, blend the rest together. And this is gonna brighten up the concealer a little bit, brighten up my under eyes a lot more. And then I'm going to take my powder puff and I'm just going to dip into my powder. And I'm going to set that as soon as possible, just because we do not want any creasing to happen under there. We want everything to be nice and smooth. So that's why I get my powder ready beforehand. And the powder I'm using is from Cover FX. This is the translucent one. I love it. It makes my under eyes look so smooth. And what I like about this Maybelline concealer is that it doesn't dry really quickly. It's, as you can see, it's like still wet and liquidy. So it doesn't dry down like the Shape Tape. This e.l.f. one dries down very quickly. That's why I kind of halfway blend this one, map it out where I want it. And then I'll put this one on and then just blend it. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going to use this Tarte Shape Tape powder. I really love this powder because it does come with a net. I don't know if you guys can see the net. It's really convenient, so it's not too messy when you are trying to put your powder on. So I'm just going to take my powder puff and I'm just going to set the rest of my face. And I really like this powder too because it does like blur out my pores and make my skin look super smooth, and I love that. So I'm just applying this everywhere. So to make sure this doesn't get cakey at all, I'm just gonna take some setting spray and kind of just refresh my skin for a second. So to contour, I'm gonna use this Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D since I'm looking a little flat. I'm just taking the middle shade right here. It's just a nice gray tone, but does have a little bit of a warm tone to it. So I'm just putting that on my forehead, my cheekbones, and my jawline to add some dimension. Then I'm going to take the Morphe 405 brush. It's just a nice angled brush. And I'm going to take the darker shade in there to further add some dimension. But I'm not going to bring it all the way to the front. I'm just going to place it closest to my ear and kind of just blend it into my hairline. So now I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M527 brush. And I'm just going to take my NYX matte bronzer in the shade medium. And I'm just going to bronze up the skin. So now what we're going gonna do is we're gonna take another loose powder. I put it in this just because it's a lot better. The packaging it came in was just kind of weird, and it was just like spilling all over the place all the time, so I just put it in this. It's just like an old candle, and I just put my loose powder in there. So I'm gonna take my powder puff and I'm just going to bake. So I'm just going to clean this contour up. Excuse my brother in the background, I'm so sorry. Just make it nice and clean. And then I'm also going to bake underneath my eyes to brighten up a little bit. As that's baking, I'm gonna take my Morphe 35B palette again, and I'm just gonna dip into that red shade, and I'm just gonna do my lower lash line. So since I don't like my bake to sit for too long, I'm just going to pat this away with my Morphe E48 brush. So for blush, I'm going to use this Almalar, I don't know, I think that's how you say it, Cosmetics blush palette. This is so pretty. I'm going to use this middle shade right here, and I'm also going to use my Morphe E4 brush. And I like to go heavy with blush just because blush is the first thing that fades when you're doing your makeup. So I like to have a heavy hand when I'm doing blush. So the very last thing I'm going to be doing is highlighting my face. This is the Artist Couture loose powder. I'm just going to put a little bit in the cap, and then I'm going to take my Morphe M501 brush, dip it in there, tap off the excess, and kind of just put it at the high points of my cheeks. I really like this because it's very subtle. It's not like, oh my god, blinding, but it's like really, really pretty. And then to wipe away that bake underneath our contour, I'm just going to take this NYX powder brush. Last but not least, I'm going to take some Morphe setting spray. So I would apply lashes, but I don't have any on hand right now, and plus the mascaras that I use are super good and it makes it look like I have lashes on. So I'm going to be using the Voluminous base first. I really love to apply a base mascara on like a primer first. It kind of just makes my mascara stay on a lot longer. And sometimes these mascaras do flake and like they get like over here like on my face, so this like prevents that. So I'm just gonna be applying this on my top and bottom lashes. So I'm gonna be using the Essence I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. This one is so good. It makes my lashes look so voluminous and amazing. So for the bottom lashes, I really like to use a waterproof mascara. The name came off like from me touching it all the time. So I think this is the Rocket Mascara by Maybelline. So for the inner corner, I'm going to take this shadow paint from Tarte, and it's just a very pretty champagne color. And I'm going to take my Morphe M431 brush. It's just a nice inner corner brush. I'm just going to put some on my brush and just kind of just put that right in the inner corner. I'm going to take some liner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7, and this is in the shade Legend. I'm just gonna put this in my waterline. I don't like to go all the way in the center just because if I go all the way to my inner corner, my eyes are going to appear smaller, so I don't want that. So I just kind of want that definition like right on the outer portion of my eye. Now I'm going to line my lips. This is the Bodyography Liner. This is in the shade Barely There. After I line my lips, I'm just going to top it off with some gloss. This is the Butter Gloss from NYX, and it's in the shade Maybelline. This is one of my favorite glosses. It's like the perfect nude. They're just so pretty, and they're not like drying at all. Like some lip glosses, like during the day I'll get like, they'll become crusty and like drying, but these are just so moisturizing and I love it. So the very last thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the L'Oreal Shake and Glow Dewy Mist. This is just going to make my skin look nice and dewy and fresh, just so we don't get too dry with all the powders that we put on our face. So I'm just going to shake it up to get everything activated, and then I'm just going to spray it on my face. So this is the very end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it for you guys. If you haven't already, subscribe down to my channel, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment down below what you guys want me to do next, or just say something nice. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.